What's up, everybody, and welcome to my TNA Impact Wrestling review. Once again, into the World Heavyweight Title Series. We begin the show off with looking at the brackets of who is going to make it into the top 16. As Matt Hardy has already advanced his way into the top 16 of the World Title Series, it's make or break time for some people tonight. This wins tonight pretty much determine if they will go on to be into the tournament. Pretty much. As they checked in everything, what was going to happen, the matches that will go on tonight, as we was going to kick it off with Gail Kim versus Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne, well, I don't know what they were doing with this one, but last week she talked about the whole, talking about almost comparing the old WWE Revolution, Women's Revolution, and now she took some intensive training to train against Gail Kim. Why she was wearing a mask with a black hoodie in TNA offices, pretty much hiding behind plants and a mask. This is her ninja training. She's a ninja. I don't know if this is racist against Gail Kim, but pretty much probably will be. And why? I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this. They talk about those she went WWE, but now we're gonna go with ninja training now. This didn't make sense, and the sound effects were kind of odd. It was funny, but it just didn't make sense. Gail Kim didn't win against Madison Rayne, which was pretty much a good match. I'll give it that. It was a really good match. And pretty much Gail Kim was able to hit the win, hit a roll up and pin Madison Rayne to beat her. As much as stupid as the whole ninja training went, it was a really good match from a wrestling standpoint. But they could have done better with that. Then they have a potential to go with Madison Rayne, because Madison Rayne was once green, and now she does a whole she can put on a lot of holds and reversals and a very technically sound wrestler in a way. I give her that through her time being in TNA. But I still think the ninja training was odd, but they had a good match with Gail Kim, and Gail Kim will move on to the round of 16. Poe pretty much then talked about how legendary she is, and that now she's the woman pretty much has an opportunity to wrestle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, pretty much win the title, and talked about the combatants that would make it to the round of 16, since her and Matt Hardy are now in line to win the World Heavyweight title. And Hardy pretty much said he's been better than he's ever been, as he talked to Josh Matthews and them, and he said, what happened with EC3 and the injunction was bad, and he could have did worse. TNA stopped TNA, made it bad for the fans, but he's gonna go one-on-one with Eddie Edwards now. Eddie Edwards, like, he's a future world champion, he says, but it's not gonna be tonight, and now he's just gonna become a victim of, what Matt Hardy's gonna do to him tonight, because he's got to stop his train, and he's got to take him out tonight. And he hopes EC3 keeps winning so he can face him again and make sure he wins the World Heavyweight title. Eli Drake was interviewed talking about Jesse Goddard, talking about, it's all about Eli Drake and everything. That it's great for him. That's a fact that he's going to beat Jesse Goddard's and everything. As he came out, talking about he's the man. Pretty much, they both had a good match, even though it was a heel versus heel type of thing. It was a pretty good match, I'll give it that. So they're going somewhere, I guess, the group future for the prospects, I guess. That's what they're going with that group future 4. Is I still find it odd that, Pope always says, it's the modern day dynasty of the Prince of Return. I don't know, Pope has these Roman names he always talks about during the match, like he keeps calling Drew Galloway the Leonidas of TNA. And they pretty much interview Eli Drake right after. And pretty much, I whipped keister and everything. That pretty much Jesse Goddard's, he's a peacock out there, and you can't stop Eli Drake. The Pope and Josh Matthews then went down the board of giving MVP, I guess Matt Hardy the MVP of this whole World Title Series, and that who's gonna have the best match. They went on through the matches from Eddie Edwards versus Davey Richards. But they then went on, the most improved was Mahaba Shari. I said, how is he the most improved? I don't understand that. And that James Storm was the biggest disappointment. I bet it was a little bit of shot at James Storm in a way because of what, him leaving TNA. I think they got to a shot at him, saying he was the biggest disappointment. But he's tied in the whole group TNA original. So how is he the disappointment? He's tied for first right now, and he's doing okay. So I don't think James Storm is in any trouble being, being the most disappointing. Some people think Mahaba Shari is going to be like the Roman Reigns of TNA now, because they're pushing him to the moon. I guess they are really trying to push him now, since they're going that tour in India soon. So I don't know how that's going to work out to be. Some people say they need to, you know, push people like Galloway, which is getting pushed to go for the title because he has actual talent. Muhammad Shahir is still green and he needs to go to developmental or something, but developmental like ASAP. But like pushing Drew Galloway, I gotta say he's improved. Drew Galloway, he's made a name for himself. He's better than he was in McIntyre and WWE. Yeah, he was for a minute, but then what was he then? Being part of that 3MB group then? What the hell was he doing? So Galloway's improved a lot. Storm is just tied for first, so I don't know. It's hard watching James Storm in both TNA and NXT, so I don't know. Matt Hardy winning against Eddie Edwards, then pretty much another great match from them. Awesome match, really. Matt Hardy would still pretty much pick up another 3 points and, you know, still going for the world title. Eddie Edwards, I believe, is now kicked out of the world title series for losing that match. And they had a great match, I'll give it that. So they put on a good show right there. TNA talked about Bound for Glory's EC3 walked through TNA offices talking to Dixie Carter that she robbed her and everything, and Dixie said, what is all this, and pretty much gave her a letter and everything saying, I will be the world heavyweight champion, and see ya. What segment didn't even make sense since he had to go to offices there all the way, so I don't know why. Matt Hardy pretty much talked about Eddie Edwards then, talking about he's like an old school brawler out there, and, you know, talked about Eddie Edwards for keeping up with those chops coming at him, even wrestling with that injured hand since he was selling that throughout the whole match. Mark Andrews went against DJ Zima Ion, or just Zima Ion, or Mandrews, which was a good match. Good match, mostly X Division style stuff, but I think he should just go back to being called Mark Andrews and Mandrews since he lost again, and I guess he won't be in the World Title Series no more. Zima Ion moved on. And yeah, he's a great X Division wrestler, great high flyer, but him being Bart Simpson or whatever the hell he's doing just doesn't make sense. And I guess he'll be going. I guess Ion was going to be going against Tigre Uno or whoever's still in this group X Division thing. So I don't know what they're doing with that. Sometimes I said they need to bring the Hurricane into this. They said Hurricane Hell is going to be facing you know, Tigre Uno since that title was, for some reason, the X Division title turned green. So maybe that means Hurricane Helms or Gregory Helms, Shane Helms, whatever the hell you want to call him, is going to get involved in this whole title thing. We talked about Muhammad Shahir and played a video package of him training, which is almost like the Lashley video, and it was really good. It was really good. I give it that actually made him look a little bit more serious. Because the Lashley video they showed was awesome, like the hype music to it and everything. But pretty much, I know they're trying to shove the Muhammad Shahir, Koya, or whatever. You know, they're coming in the India tour, and I know they want to make it big for him in Mumbai when the semifinals come over there. They're gonna do that since they announced that today, but I don't know what their plan is with him. He could be a favorite because of the India crowd and have a good moment for him, but so I think it could be the wrong way. You need to push half these other guys on the roster for the world title than him, because look at, you have some great talent on there for some very logical choices. You have EC3, you have Matt Hardy, Bobby Lashley, Drew Galloway, Bobby Roode, even EY in a way. I know Kurt Angle's out right now, but you got some good choices for make it logical and everything. I just don't think Muhammad Shahir needs that push right now. Give him some time and then maybe we'll see. Once again, they talk about the TNA originals, as Eric Young talked about James Storm. He said he was going to take him out, that you will never become a world champion again, and make sure no one will ever hear from your name ever. They went to Group Future 4, as pretty much Crimson's matches may have been so bad he lost to Micah or whatever. It must have been that bad that they didn't even want to show it, but just mostly clips and the ending of the whole thing. So that was that. EC3 cut a promo from India, talking about he was going to take out Anderson tonight. Namaste, he said. And so Anderson won't make it through the World Title Series and he will still be undefeated. Since the semifinals, I believe the semifinals are live in India. This is a live show they're going to be doing, so we're going to see how that's going to go. Drew Galloway pretty much was talking from Ayr, Scotland, his hometown, as he talked about the World Title Series. And you know, he's not there and he just want to take some time off at home, but he's been in this business for over 8 years and he's missed family, he's missed his family, friends, birthdays, weddings, and even deaths for this business, and that he's doing it for his dream to become the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And you know, they're going to be in the UK soon, so it'll be good if they push him to win the title over there. Next match, main event, EC3 versus Mr. Anderson. Pretty much another great match from both of these guys. Really great. They showed their history from months ago when they had that live show with the voting thing for it. And moving on into this, Mr. Anderson's last chance. He did what he could to almost win, but EC3 pretty much hit the rollover to take out Mr. Anderson to win the match since, you know, Tyrus got involved in everything, and Anderson did what he could, but the odds are just stacked against him, and EC3 pretty much won the match, because, you know, EC3's great. I give him that. They don't even chant you can't wrestle with that guy anymore. They used to, but they know he's the man over there now. I'll give him that. But they put on another great show. The tournament is just, I have to say, I gotta give them, I've said giving them credit before the tournament. It's better than what WWE is doing with their world title tournament, because TNA's tournament was different. And I know it's a lot of people throughout this whole thing, this whole tournament, of all the competitors that are in there. But it makes sense now. I didn't think it made sense, because you got 32 people in there. Even the women are competing for the world title. And when you go by this point system, look at interviews, what they did post-show, pre-show, kind of in a way, get their thoughts. How does the system work? How do they make it to the Group 16? Everybody has their own kind of story in there to why they want to become the world heavyweight champion in all these groups. And we're getting out to nitty-gritty time, where it's going to become 16 competitors then for the world title series. So I'll give it that. But it's better than what the WWE title tournament is doing, because the WWE one is very predictable. But this one, it's different. It's different. It's stepping outside the box. It's coming up with a fresh new idea. I thought it was going to suck at first, because it didn't make sense why Matt Hardy gave up the world heavyweight title after Bound for Glory. But now, in this whole injustice, but now since they've done this tournament, I've given it a chance. I've said it before, but I'm really giving it a chance now. But we'll have to see what happens next. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.